Hey, welcome to Grill and Smoke BBQ. My name is Jeffrey. Today we're gonna be doing my little remix on meatloaf, and I'm gonna make meatloaf steaks. It's kind of like Salisbury steaks, but you're taking the meatloaf mixture, and instead of making a big loaf, you're just gonna break it down into pretty much patties. So that's gonna be part of my meal prep for this week. So stick with me. Let's do it. All right, so what I have here is about 6 pounds of ground beef 80/20. And you're probably saying, why so much? Because I'm meal prepping for 2 people, so I'm gonna have to make enough for 2 people. I wanna make sure I got enough. So what we're gonna be using today for this is this Heath Rouse beef rub. We're gonna be using the Heath Rouse garlic jalapeno, and inside the mixture we're going to be using Heath Rouse competition barbecue sauce. We're also going to use the Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning, and we're going to add some Dub sauce. We're going to do about 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs and some sauteed onions. I don't like just cutting onions and putting them in meatloaf because sometimes they crunchy. I don't like crunchy onions in my meatloaf. I'd rather have them nice, soft, and yum. And we're gonna be adding 3 beaten eggs for the binding to get the stuff to stick together. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna go in and break this up a little bit so that everything will have a better chance of getting incorporated. Okay, first I'm gonna go with the eggs. Then go with the onions. Breadcrumbs. And these are Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Go with that Dub sauce. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons in here. Put some Cavender's. That wind is blowing. Lose more of it to the wind than I will to the food. And like I said, we're gonna use that barbecue sauce. And in all, it's probably gonna end up being about maybe 1/2 cup, a little bit more. But hey, I needed to use this up anyway. And I always put barbecue sauce in my meatloaf, so perfect time to use it. And I'm gonna go with the beef rub. Remember, this is a lot of meat in here, so it's not really that much seasoning in comparison. And then the garlic jalapeno. How we gonna mix it? You wanna fold it so you can make sure it gets in there. But at the same time, you don't want to do this too much. You don't want to make it like too much of a pasty consistency. You still want to keep some texture to it. . All right, so as you can see, got a nice little mix. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get out a baking sheet. I'm gonna line it with some aluminum foil. I'm gonna spray it down with some canola oils to keep this from sticking. I'm gonna form these into some patties and get it on there, so I'll be right back. All right, so now I got my baking sheet lined with foil. You can see I sprayed some canola oil on it. Now we're gonna go ahead and get these shaped into some patties. Now, I want to try to get about at least 10 of them, but we'll see. Might be more, probably be more, I don't know. Let's do it. Now, I could be fancy and get a mold or something to do this, but I just want to keep it simple. I want to try to have them all uniform so they all cook about the same time. So I think that right there, that's about right. We're gonna put that right here. Get to working on the next. All right, so as you can see, ended up with 11 of them, which is fine because need one to taste when it's done. But I'm gonna get this covered in some of the beef rub. So give me 1 second, clean up, come back to that. All right, so like I said, gonna get this Heath Rouse beef rub put on top. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator for about an hour, give them a chance to kind of tack up and hold their shape. Then I'm gonna get them on the smoker at 275 until they reach about a temp of maybe 165, somewhere around in there. So I'll see you back at the smoker. All right, so as you know, I said I've been using the Char-Griller Gravity 980 that I put at 275 for this cook. But what I also realized people wanted to know, so I'm going to show you now, is when you get it started, I use a fire starter. And what I used to like that fire starter to make it so easy is this butane torch from, I believe it's called TBTeek or TBTeek. Not really sure how you say the name. But this is what I use. As you can see, it lights the fire starter, no issues. It keeps going as long as you hold it. And let me show you what you get in here. All right, so you get this butane torch, which you can see. And first thing you notice, it has a little cover on it, which is actually a safety to keep the you've been able to squeeze the trigger. You take that off and you have your nice trigger. You also have a little black button right here. This allows you to, when you press the trigger, push this button in, you can let the trigger go and it'll keep the flame going. And once you squeeze the trigger again, button comes out and you can turn it off. It also has a little lever here so you can adjust the size of the flame that's coming out. And on the back, there's a nice window where you can see how much fuel you have in there. And like I said, you reload it through the bottom. It's real easy to load the fuel in here with one of those butane cans. You just pop it in, hold it upside down, about 3-5 seconds, and you're usually pretty good to go. But let me show you how this looks. So if I just press it and hold it down, if I push the button in, I can let it go. And you can adjust the flame here. And then when you press the trigger again, it stops. Now, this thing, you can use it for more than what I use it for. You can actually use this in the house while you're cooking. Like if you like to make like creme brulee, and how you put that little flame at the end of it, you can use this to do that as well. You can use this to put a quick sear on some meat you might be doing. This can be used for almost anything that you need some heat for. This is a very good item. Believe it or not, you can get this on Amazon for less than $13. So it's very inexpensive, but a very, very good tool to have. And the way it's shaped, it just fits perfectly. Like, I guess you call it ergonomic. So yeah, check them out. I'll leave a link down in the description. You can click on it, get yourself 1, 2, or 3, however many you might need. Yeah. All right, so we got it up to 275. Gonna go ahead and get these on here. We're gonna check back on in about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. All right, it's been 25 minutes. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, because I just wanted to do it low at first to try to get some smoke in there. I'm gonna turn this up to 350, and I'm gonna finish it out at 350, and I'm gonna check back on it in about 20 to 30 more minutes. Probably another 25 minutes. All right, so we've been on here a total of 50 minutes now. Yep, starting to look better. Get a quick temp. We're about 120. Yep, so they're all hitting around 120. So I'm gonna give it about 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna pull them off if they hit about 160. But I'll see y'all. Actually, I'm gonna glaze them when they get to about 150. So I'll bring you back for that. All right, so we've been on here another 15 minutes. That looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and glaze these. Like I said, glazing with that maple honey habanero. We're gonna get us about 10 more minutes on here. We're gonna get them off. All right, welcome back. We're finished with the cook. I only pulled about 5 of them off so y'all can get a look at it. Don't need to see all of them, right? But I'll do a quick recap. We just took some ground beef, 80-20, mixed it with some eggs, some Italian breadcrumbs, some Worcestershire or Dove sauce, some Cavender's Greek all-purpose Greek seasoning, some Heath Rouse competition barbecue sauce, his garlic jalapeno rub, and his beef rub, and some sauteed onions. Not sure if I said that. Mixed it all together, Separated them into patties, kind of thinking like Salisbury steak style, but bigger and better. Got them on the smoker, starting them off at 275 for the first 25 minutes to try to help them get some smoke. Increased it up to 350 for the rest of the cook. Got it up to about 170 when I pulled them off. I glazed them, around about 160. I glazed them, pulled them off around 170. And let them sit, cool down a little bit. Now we're right here doing the best part, which is to be able to taste it. With that being said, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you're subscribed to my channel already, thank you for coming back. If you're not subscribed yet, please think about hitting that subscribe button. It won't cost you anything, but it will help my channel. Give me a thumbs up, share the video, comment, everything helps. Appreciate it. Reach out to me. I love to talk to you. And outside of that, now let's go ahead and get this taste. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this one. Just gonna cut it down the middle. As you can see, not a bad looking piece of meat, but myself, I always like the edges because that's where you get the best bite. So we're gonna cut this right here. Hey, cheers. That's amazing. That maple honey habanero glaze brings a sweetness to it. I almost want to lick my fingers, but I'm trying not to. You can taste that smoke on it. Them onions, just the way I like it, being sauteed, they're not crunchy. They just have a nice feel, nice taste. And all those ingredients that went into this just play off each other so well. This is definitely a must make. So if you get a chance, try it. Let me know what you think. Outside of that, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.